Okay, here's a quick review of area and the stuff that we've been doing there. We started out by looking at a rectangle, and we said that if I want to know how many squares, I want to know what the area of a rectangle is, I'm really just counting squares inside. So I could count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We quickly recognized that I can count across. I know there are going to be 8 squares in a row. I've got 5 rows, and so I just have to do 8 times 5, and that's 40. So really, to get any kind of rectangle, all I need to know is the height, 11 meters, and the length, or the base, let's say that's 25 meters. And the way I'm going to get the area is to count 11 times 25. 250 plus 25 is going to be 275 meters squared, because really what I'm doing is I'm counting all those little squares that would fit inside without having to actually count them all up. Well, we got some formulas, and we started out with parallelograms and rectangles. There's our rectangle, base, the height, distance up vertical from the base. That has to be a 90-degree angle there, with a rectangle that is. So I can just do base times height to get the area of that rectangle. For parallelograms, we looked at that and we realized that a parallelogram is related to a rectangle. So I could, see if we can get this here. This rectangle has the same base and it has the same height as that parallelogram. And if I were to cut this part of the parallelogram off and move it there, I would actually get the area of the rectangle. So the area of that parallelogram is equal to the area of the rectangle. It has the same base, it has the same height, so I can use the same formula, base times height. Suppose I want to get the area of a parallelogram that's drawn on a page. I'm going to go ahead and take my ruler out, and I'm going to measure the base. So let's say we lay the ruler along here, and I get 6 centimeters. And then I need to go ahead and measure the height, so I got to measure that here or here somewhere. We found that an index card helped us to get the right angle correctly. So I'm going to take that, line it up with the bottom, slide it across until I get there. Then I'm going to draw my height in and the index card, and now I've got a nice height that I can go ahead and measure. Take my ruler and measure that. Let's say that comes out to be 3 centimeters. Then I can do base times height. 3 times 6 equals 18 square centimeters. For measuring the area of a triangle, we investigated and found that every triangle is half of a rectangle. And so we found that the formula for that was going to be base times height divided by 2. Some triangles are easy to measure. I have my base and height right here because I know this is a right angle. So that's going to be, let's say I measure that to be 3 centimeters. And I measure this and I find that that is 8 centimeters. Then the area of that is just going to be 3 times 8 divided by 2. 3 times 8 is 12. That's 24. 24 divided by 2 is equal to 12 square centimeters. With a triangle like this, I know my height is going to be from the vertex down to the base, but this has to be a right angle here. So I'm going to go ahead and use my index card to help me with that. Line it up right here along the base, make that touch the vertex, and then I'm going to draw a straight line from the vertex right along that edge, and there I've got my height. So now I can make an accurate measurement. Let's say I measure this, and that comes out to be 13 inches, and I measure that height, and it's going to be 8 inches. So this is going to be 13 times 8 divided by 2. Don't forget the divided by 2 step. I'm going to divide by 2 first. I'm going to do 8 divided by 2, and that'll give me 13 times 4, which equals to 52 square inches. And if I want to get the area of this shape here, again, I've got to measure that height accurately, so I'm going to use an index card. The height for this shape is going to be in a line from the vertex down to parallel to the base, the same line that is part of the base. I slide my index card across like this, just tall enough. And we're going to go ahead and draw that line right there. And then take the index card off. I'm going to measure this height, and we'll say that's going to be 5 centimeters, measured with my ruler. And then the base, this is the base of the triangle, not from here all the way across, just this part. So the base of the triangle there, let's say, is, well, it looks like about 9 centimeters to me. So we're going to go 5 times 9 divided by 2. So that's 45 over 2. That's going to be 22 and a half.